Hello and good day. Welcome to our video channel, God's Promises. And today's video will be a concise overview, Book of Judges, Chapter 2. Let's get started now. Judges Chapter 2 from the Bible. This chapter continues the story of the Israelites after they had conquered the Promised Land in Judges, Chapter 1. It focuses on the time period after Joshua's death when the Israelites were governed by a series of judges. Judges chapter 2 provides a sobering reminder of the consequences of disobedience and the importance of following God's commands. The chapter begins with the angel of the Lord appearing to the Israelites in Bochim. He reminds them of God's faithfulness in bringing them out of Egypt and giving them the promised land. However, he also warns them that they have not kept their part of the covenant with God. They have failed to drive out the inhabitants of the land, and they have made alliances with the people who worship other gods. The angel warns that these people will be a snare to the Israelites, and that they will no longer have God's protection. The Israelites weep and make sacrifices to the Lord, but their repentance is short-lived. The next generation quickly forgets about God and begins to worship the gods of the surrounding nations. This cycle of disobedience, punishment, and repentance will repeat itself throughout the book of Judges. God's punishment comes in the form of oppression from the neighboring nations. The Israelites are sold into slavery to the Moabites, Ammonites, and Philistines. They cry out to the Lord for help, and God raises up judges to deliver them from their oppressors. The judges include Othniel, Ehud, Shamgar, Deborah, Barak, Gideon, Tola, Jair, Jephthah, Ibzan, Elon, Abdon, and Samson. Each judge has a unique story and demonstrates God's faithfulness in delivering his people. For example, Othniel defeats the king of Mesopotamia and judges the Israelites for 40 years. Ehud assassinates the Moabite king, Eglon, and leads the Israelites in a victorious battle against the Moabites. Deborah and Barak lead the Israelites in a battle against the Canaanites, and God gives them a great victory. Gideon defeats the Midianites with only 300 men, showing that God's strength is made perfect in weakness. Despite these victories, the Israelites continue to disobey God and fall into the cycle of sin and repentance. The book of Judges ends on a dark note, with the Israelites in a state of moral decay and anarchy. The story of Judges, chapter 2 teaches us several important lessons. First, it shows us the consequences of disobedience. The Israelites' failure to follow God's commands leads to oppression and slavery. In our lives, we must be careful to obey God's commands and avoid making alliances with those who do not follow Him. Second, Judges chapter 2 teaches us the importance of repentance. The Israelites cry out to God for help when they are oppressed, and God responds by raising up judges to deliver them. Similarly, when we realize that we have sinned, we must turn to God in repentance and ask for His forgiveness. Finally, the judges themselves demonstrate God's faithfulness in delivering His people. Despite their flaws and weaknesses, God uses them to defeat their enemies and deliver the Israelites. In the same way, God can use us, despite our flaws and weaknesses, to accomplish His purposes. In conclusion, Judges chapter 2 is a sobering reminder of the consequences of disobedience, the importance of repentance, and God's faithfulness in delivering His people. Thank you for visiting us today. Please share with us your favorite Bible chapter below in the comments section. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It really does help our channel grow. Looking forward to see you back here for our next video.